Welcome to this special edition of Capital City Sports. I'm Katie Davis.
And I'm Hayley Anders.
We're only a few short days away from the most anticipated series of Carolina baseball, the Clemson-Carolina series, or the Reedy River rivalry. Since 2007, Carolina's won 20 of their last 28 meetings against Clemson. So Hayley, what do you have on this 2014 Clemson baseball team?
Well, Katie, let's start from the top. Coach Leggett is in his 1,269th victory of his career. That's 9th in NCAA history. The sophomores have certainly been shining this year for this Clemson team. Matthew Crownover and Zach Irwin are the lefty pitchers on the mound. They combined for 13 total strikeouts during the Saturday matchup against Maine. The sophomores, Tyler Krieger and Stephen Duggar, had 3 hits apiece on Saturday against Maine. Tyler Stanton at center field. Coach Leggett says he loves this guy's energy. He was 7 for 13 overall in the series against Maine, which is actually Coach Leggett's alma mater. Chris Oakey, the freshman catcher. I love this guy. Even though he's from Clemson, I think he's great. He was going to go into the draft, but declined and instead came to Clemson. He has 10 RBIs on the season so far, and as a freshman, that's pretty impressive. His first at-bat was a single that brought in 2 runs for Clemson against Eastern Michigan. Even though they didn't get the win, they fell 5-6. It was still a hard-fought game, and Chris Oakey certainly shined. During the sweep against Maine, the entire team batted a .371 with 28 runs and 6 steals. The pitching staff had an incredible day with a 2.0 ERA, 23 strikeouts, and only 4 walks.
That's pretty good. They'll meet their match with this USC team, which obviously their key strength is their dominance on the mound, their pitching. You have Jordan Montgomery throwing gems, going deep into ball games. Last year against Clemson, he only allowed 3 hits, had 9 strikeouts. So he has that experience against Clemson. Hopefully he can have a repeat this year. You have Jack Weinkoop coming off arguably his best outing of his college career against EKU last Saturday. Allowed only 3 hits, had 10 strikeouts. He went deep into the game. So if he can carry that momentum into the series, we'll be set. Then you have the freshman Will Crow, who has won 2 weeks in a row the SEC Freshman of the Week. There's only been 2 weeks of baseball. The kid has done outstanding on the mound. His first college outing threw 6 1/3 innings of hitless ball and carried that into last Sunday against EKU. Gave up his first hit midway through the game, but kept his composure, didn't let anyone score, showed that maturity on the mound. And the bullpen is doing outstanding as well. They're doing their job. They're coming into the games late. They're throwing few pitches, and they're getting their guys out. So obviously this team is doing something right if they have 2 streaks of 5 straight shutouts, 51 scoreless innings of ball. They're doing awesome. That being said, the offense, the bats are struggling a little bit. They came out guns a-blazing opening weekend against Bucknell. Maybe it was the hype of the first couple games, but they were scoring 12 runs a game against Bucknell, but then you come to Presbyterian the next week after that, only scoring 4 runs. They scored 2 and 4 runs against EKU. You know, they scored 6 on the final game of the series, which is good, but could they have scored more? Absolutely. They had 9 stranded runners on the final game of the series. So they need to string together some hits. They need those big guys in the middle of the lineup, the Grayson Griner and Kyle Martin and Joey Pancake, to get those big hits. They need not necessarily relying on the home run, big doubles and triples, and you need those guys like Marcus Mooney, Max Schock, Tanner English, get on base, whether it's a walk or an infield single, a single up the middle. They need those hits to be on for these big guys in the lineup to make some run production. So if they can get that together and make smart decisions on the base paths, you can't have Elliot Caldwell getting in a pickle with no outs and having scored no runs yet. You can't have Kyle Martin, who's not the speediest guy, trying to take an extra base on a single to right field. So if they can be smarter on the base paths, string together some hits from the big guys in the middle of the lineup, their offense can get it together this weekend for Clemson.
Absolutely. Now let's go back to the streak. The thing on everybody's mind. We're at 51. The record in NCAA history is 64. Do we have what it takes to get to 64 or better?
I think the guys have the potential. They broke the school record with the 51 scoreless innings. They have 5 shutouts. That's outstanding, especially with a freshman being your Sunday starter. I think they have the potential to break the record this weekend. The guys said in their final press conference of the series against EKU, the guys said, we don't talk about it much. They they mentioned it a couple times, but they don't talk about it. They don't focus on it. They do their job and they go out on the mound and they make their pitches. When guys get to second and third base, they buckle down and they make those pitches to get their guys outs. I don't think that the streak will last past this weekend, sorry. I think they could do it. They definitely could do it, but I don't see it happening with this Clemson team.
We're looking forward to an extremely exciting series this weekend. First pitch is at Carolina Stadium on Friday at 7 o'clock. For Katie Davis, I'm Hayley Anders. This is Capital City Sports.